This is about the case of Melinda Crowell. It's deeply linked with the unresolved mystery of a 1987 triple homicide in Preble County, Ohio, involving her husband, who was David Smelzer, and their friend Donnie Marker, and Melinda herself. Now, on October 30th, 1987, the three were brutally murdered in a small house on Consolidated Road. All three suffered gunshot wounds to the head, and the crime scene was later discovered by a friend after multiple days. Investigators were puzzled, lacking a motive, which led the case to remain unsolved for decades. Now, there is a unique aspect to this case. It is, in fact, an eerie setting and the unsettling events that surrounded the murders. The house, an unassuming and isolated structure on a rural land, became a focal point of local whispers and theories, with speculation about everything from mistaken identity to possible involvement of people close to the victims. Additionally, forensic evidence, particularly blood evidence at the scene, it just revealed so little about the killer, leaving detectives with more questions than answers despite the violent nature of the crime. In recent years, there has been a renewed effort in examining this case, with investigators and true crime enthusiasts attempting to uncover new leads. Podcasts like Zone 7 on Crime Line have delved into the case, featuring interviews from former prosecutors and cold case specialists. This increased media attention has sparked new hope for information that could probably solve the case if more people came forward, although to date, no arrests have been made. The 1987 Preble County triple homicide is emblematic of Ohio's most perplexing unsolved cases. It stands today as a reminder of the enduring pain felt by the victims' families and a challenge for modern investigative methods to bring long awaited justice to this chilling mystery. For more information, you can check the resources with Crime Online or the Dalton Daily News for continued coverage and insights on ongoing cold case investigations. Also, please look down below for a number to contact. Please help with this mysterious, unsolved case of three innocent people. Today, I want to talk about the mysterious missing case of Melissa Henson. This was a woman whose disappearance has haunted her community and her family and all who have heard her tell. In January of 2021, Melissa, a 35-year-old woman from Newcastle, Pennsylvania, she went missing under circumstances that continue to baffle investigators and raise unsettling questions. On the night of January 17th, Melissa was at home in the North Hill area of Pennsylvania. That evening, she received a phone call. Who called her and what they said and what Melissa thought at that very moment remains a frustrating mystery. However, this call did seem significant as it led her to leave her home in a hurry without taking her phone, her ID, or her bank cards. She simply walked out, got into a waiting car, and vanished into the night. Her sudden disappearance has left her family in utter despair. Her mother, who lives in Florida, recalls speaking to her daughter around Christmas time, just a few weeks before she disappeared. In those last conversations, Melissa seemed to be in good spirits, surrounded by friends and enjoying her life. But after that mysterious night, she was nowhere to be found, and her loved ones were left grasping at the few leads the police could offer. Detectives and volunteers scoured Newcastle, searching areas around Oak Park and Graceland cemeteries and the wooded cliffs below. A volunteer group, Walker's Volunteer Search Party, even climbed the rugged cliffs, leaving no stone unturned, hoping to find any trace of Melissa. Yet, despite their determined efforts, the searches turned up nothing definitive. Now, authorities remain convinced that somebody out there knows something, and they've offered a reward to encourage anyone with information to please step forward. But for now, the case remains unsolved, and Melissa's loved ones remain in a state of limbo, with each passing day intensifying the agony of not knowing what happened to her. Was Melissa taken against her will? Or did she leave by her own accord with an intent to return? Her family has lived with this relentless uncertainty for so long, torn between hope and fear. They cling to the possibility that maybe Melissa may still be out there somewhere, and that someone has the answer they so desperately need. Now, Melissa's story is not an anomaly. It's about a missing person like many others who are missing every year in this country of America. It's about the mystery that haunts a family, a town, a state, and anyone who's been touched by her disappearance. The unanswered questions, the shadowy circumstances, and the ongoing search for answers make her case as compelling as it is utterly tragic. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Newcastle police to bring about some semblance of closure to her family and allow Melissa, wherever she may be, to finally be found. If you have any information, please look below in this video for the phone number to contact the police, and let's try and bring her home. In 2023, the disappearance of Madeline Kingsbury of Minnesota, this sparked widespread intrigue and a complex investigation resulted. Madeline was a 23-year-old mother of two and also a Mayo Clinic employee. Now, she was last seen on March 31st after dropping off her children at the daycare with her ex-partner, Adam Frayville. Later that morning, she communicated briefly with her sister, but by midday, Madeline was nowhere to be found. Strangely enough, her personal belongings, including her wallet and phone, were left behind in her Winona home, which just added to the sense of mystery. Not many people leave behind their wallet and their phone. Security footage captured a blue van resembling the one she drove, moving along nearby highways shortly after her last known whereabouts, but no additional clues were initially found. In response, law enforcement and the community members embarked on a tireless search effort that involved scanning extensive areas in southeastern Minnesota. Weeks later, investigators discovered her remains, ending the immediate search but leaving many questions unanswered. So I want to ask you at this point, who do you think did this? What do you think happened to her? Now, this investigation casts suspicion on those closest to her, and Crowell, her ex-partner, was eventually charged with her murder. His denial of involvement and the unsettling circumstances surrounding her disappearance, it just stirred up significant media attention and public fascination with this particular case. It was indeed a mystery. Now, Madeline's story is a tragic reminder of the resilience of those who seek answers in missing persons cases, and it reflects the tenacity of family and friends and authorities who every day fight for justice and closure. Her case remains a prominent example of deep emotional and legal complexities involved in such investigations. Sadly, her case, though she went missing, she was found, but no longer alive. But at least she was found. Thank you. The disappearance of April Jean Bailey remains one of New Hampshire's most baffling missing persons cases. It is filled with mystery and unanswered questions. On January 15th of 2020, the 36-year-old mother of three was last seen leaving her basement apartment on Lynn Street in Nassau, New Hampshire, dressed in her pajamas, a large black fur-lined jacket, and slippers, and she was carrying a bag of trash. Now, she vanished without a trace, leaving her personal belongings, including her cell phone and purse, in the apartment. At that time, she was staying with her boyfriend and was actively trying to manage past struggles with substance abuse, though her family insists she would never have left voluntarily. The brief routine action of just taking out the trash makes the case that much more mysterious. Within a short distance from her door, she just vanished? Her family, friends, and law enforcement, including the FBI, believe that something suspicious may have occurred, though no clear leads have emerged in the years since. At this point here, I want to stop for a second. She went to take out her trash a very short distance from her door in her pajamas, and she just disappeared. I'm curious what you think about this. Does it make any sense to you? This case has been haunting her family, especially her children, for years. They anxiously await for any sign or news of their mother. Her daughter, Savannah, shares how she holds on to hope, but the prolonged silence and the lack of evidence weigh heavily on her and many people in the community who knew her. Law enforcement has conducted various searches, including around water areas and nearby forests, yet no clues have surfaced, which leaves investigators stumped as to what may have happened in those brief moments on that cold winter evening. Bailey's family hopes that someone with information will come forward to end the painful mystery surrounding her painful and unsettling disappearance. If you have any information about her disappearance, please call the number below. Please help her family. Thank you.